Today, we're going to build a website from start to finish. We're going to register our domain name, link it up with hosting, install WordPress, and finally design our site. Let's get started. All right, and so now we're going to register our domain name, and we're going to do that with namecheap.com, and I'll put a link down in the description. But first, we're just going to search to see if our domain name that we want is available. And if you don't know what domain name to pick, I wouldn't worry about it too much if this is your first website, because this is just sort of a learning experience. Domains are pretty cheap. They're only about $10. So we're just going to do Mike Test Website, then some numbers.com, and see if that's available. And so you can search a bunch of different sites, and you can just see, you can find one that you like and see if it's available. This one is available, so we're going to go ahead and add it to the cart. And we don't need any of this stuff down here because we're going to get this all for free. I'll show you how to do that with the hosting, so don't worry about paying for any of this stuff. Next, we just click on checkout, and we can see it's only $9.76, so it's very cheap. This is for an entire year. Domain privacy is free forever, so that's great. Make sure that this is correct. When you do actually have your website, make sure that the spelling is correct. So double check that, triple check that. Then you go ahead and click on confirm order. And then, so if you have an account, you can log in. If you don't, then you can just create one pretty easily right here. I already have an account, so I'm gonna go ahead and log into my account right now. Next, you just go ahead and make sure that the price, everything like that looks correct. You put in your credit card information, click pay now, and that's pretty much all you need to do. Now I'll show you how you can hook it up with the hosting account, and we can get our website designed and working. And so now that we've registered our domain name, we need to host it with another server. And so basically we're going to be renting space on a server, and we're going to store all of our files on there, and so this way people around the world can access our website. And so first, just go back to Namecheap, and then you should see the domain that you just registered. Here's mine here, Minimalist Mike, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Manage. Next thing we want to do is go to Advanced DNS, and we'll see these name records here, so we can see it's just the parking page right now. And what we want to do is we want to point this to our hosting account. And so for hosting, we're actually going to use a company called Cloudways, and there's a link down in the description. And so there are a lot of different hosts out there. There's GoDaddy, HostGator, Bluehost, and I basically used them all. And they're just really slow compared to Cloudways, so that's why I use Cloudways now. They also have a 3-day trial that you can do without a credit card, and they have one-click install for WordPress, so definitely recommend using them, and there's a link down in the description. And so just a full disclaimer, if you do click on the link, it's an affiliate link, and I will get a small commission for that. But this is a product that I use anyways, so I don't really have a problem promoting it. Just wanted you to be aware of that. But just go ahead and click Start Free Now if you want to use Cloudways. And then you just fill out all of this information. And I already have an account, so I'm actually going to just log in here, and it'll bring us to the same page. And so once you sign up, it'll bring you to a page that looks like this. And all you need to do is select your application. We're going to do WordPress, just the regular site here. You can add things on later like WooCommerce, but for now, just do the basic site. And we just need to name this. So, okay, Mike's site, name your server, Mike's server. And then it'll just go on to our project here. And if we scroll down here, we can see these are the different web servers that we can host on. So we could do DigitalOcean. This is Amazon Web Services, but we're going to pick DigitalOcean. And then for our server size, we're just going to go down to 1 gigabyte. And so this is the cheapest option. And then for location, you want to choose the place where your customers are close to. So if you're in the UK, you can do London. I'm going to do the US. And then you just go ahead and click Launch Now, and then your server will be ready in about 2 minutes. And so once our server is installed, it'll bring us to a page that looks like this, and we'll see our server right here. And then we'll see this tab up here. It says Servers and Applications. And we're going to switch over from servers to applications. The applications are basically just our websites. So Switch that over, and now we're going to add our application. And so just select your server, add application. And again, we're going to do WordPress, just the regular version. We'll name this Minimalist Mike, and it will be right here on that project. And we'll add the application. And again, this takes about 2 minutes. And so once our application is installed, it'll bring us to a page like this and list all of our applications. Just go ahead and click on your application, and then it'll bring you to access details. And we can see that our URL or domain name is down here, but it's this long WordPress one. But we can click on this, and this is what our site looks like. So right now our site looks like this. WordPress is already installed, but it has this really long domain name. And so what we want to do is take our domain name from Namecheap, and we're going to point it here to Cloudways. And that way everything will work out together. So what we do is we go back to this page on Cloudways, and we see our application credentials and our public IP address. So go ahead and copy that. And then we go back over to Namecheap, where our domain name is, and make sure you're on Advanced DNS. And then you come down here to where the records are, and what we're going to do is add name records. So do this, click on a record, put in the domain name there, and so here we're going to do @save changes. That's our first one, and we're going to do 3 of these total. So we'll add a new record, a record again, then we'll do www. Well, don't put the dot, just 3 W's. And this way when people type in www. they'll be able to get to our site. And then the last one, we're just going to do an asterisk here, and that covers all of the other ways that people can access your site. And so it can take a while for all the A records to be fully propagated and to sent to all the different servers throughout the world and be coordinated. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to this site called My DNS, and you can just type in your website name, your URL here, and we're going to search all the A records. This way we can see that things are working correctly, and so that's a lot of green check marks. That's good. Basically what this is doing is it's checking all these different locations to make sure that your information is up to date. And because you just did this, a couple seconds ago, it's not going to be done yet, but we can see that most places do have the green check marks. And if your site isn't showing up yet, don't worry about it. It can take up to 24 hours, but it's usually much faster than that. And while we're waiting for all this to happen, we're actually going to go back to Cloudways and then go to domain management. And here we're just going to put in our domain name and click Save Changes. And this basically just makes sure that this is your primary domain that you're going to be using on this application. Once that's finished, we're going to install an SSL certificate, and that's one of the great things about Cloudways is that this is free. SSL just means secure socket layers, and it's basically just an encryption that makes sure that whoever visits your website, their information's not going to get stolen. And so this is really helpful if someone puts in a credit card or anything like that, and it just gives customers a little bit of peace of mind and lets them know that your site is safe. And so all you need to do is put in your email address down here and also put the domain name. So I'll go ahead and put that, and then we just install the certificate. And so this just takes a couple of minutes, and once this is finished, we can test our site and see if we can access it. And so once our SSL certificate has been installed, we should see it up here, and it'll give an expiration date. Don't worry about that. You can just click on auto renew, and then this will just keep on renewing, and you'll never have to worry about it or pay for it if you're using Cloudways. And now we can actually go ahead and test our website. So you can just copy your URL, paste it up here, and we can see that this is our site. This is what it looks like so far. It's just a basic WordPress site right now. And so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to log into the back end of WordPress, and we're going to design our site. And so now we're going to go back to Cloudways, click on access details, and this will give us the information to access our WordPress site. You want to look here where it says admin panel, and then this URL, this is how you log into your site. So it's just your domain name, and then afterwards it says wp-admin. So you can just click on that. And this will take you to the login page, username and password, and this information is already right here. So you can just click on it and copy it. Click on my password and then log in, and now we'll be logged into our WordPress site. And you can save the password if you want to. And so here is our dashboard, and this basically is how we access everything about our site. And the first thing we're going to do is go to Appearance and Themes, and we're going to put a new theme there. The theme in WordPress is basically just a template. And so you can see there's a ton of themes to choose from. You can do the popular ones, the latest, favorites. You can even go here to feature filter, and for example, if you want an e-commerce site, you can do that. If you want a blog, you can do that. So there are a lot of different ones to choose from. And we're gonna actually do this one down here called Hestia, because this one, it's pretty easy to use and it looks, great just right out of the box. And so we're just going to install it just for the purpose of this video. And once it's installed, you just want to click on activate. And now it's installed on our site, so we can come back here to our site and see what it looks like now. Okay, we can see that it already has these updates here. And we just need to go ahead and kind of change this and customize it for our site. To customize our site, we're just going to go here and click customize, and then we're going to come down here to homepage settings. And so right now this is showing our latest posts. So when someone goes to our site, they're going to see our latest blog post, but we want it to be a static page, meaning that we're going to have a home page and this page is not going to change. And to do that, we can just select sample page, and that's the page that they actually have here. So we can just modify this and put in all our own information here. And then for our post, this is what our blog would be. We're going to add a new page, and we're just going to call this page blog. And so now all of our blog posts will go to our blog page. And you go ahead and click publish. And I like to have another tab that's open all the time so that I can just kind of check the progress. And we can see, okay, now our site looks just like the sample, which looks pretty good right out of the box. And what we can do now is just put in all of our information and completely just edit this. And so the next thing that we want to do is just click this back button, and this will give us more things that we can edit. So if we click site identity, we can see, okay, site title, we have just our domain name, that's fine. Just another WordPress site, well, we can name that with something else. So financial freedom and investing. So just put what your site's about there. And here we can actually put our logo and our site icon. So to put the logo there, you can actually just upload the file. And if you don't have a logo yet, you can get one very cheaply off of Fiverr, or you can do something a little more expensive like 99 Designs, and I'll put links down in the description for both of those. And I just have a very simple logo here, so I'm just going to upload it here. And all you need to do to upload files is just drag and drop them. It's super easy. And we'll just go ahead and select that. We can crop it if we want, but we're just going to skip cropping. And now the logo just pops up right there. Perfect. And next thing is a site icon. And so if you go to a site like Google or Facebook, it's going to have that tiny little icon up at the top, and that's what this is for. And so basically it's just the logo, but a little bit smaller. So instead of the M with the other writing, I'm just going to have an M there, and that should pop up and be the site icon. So yeah, we can see it right here that it's going to pop up right here. Skip cropping. That's finished. Go ahead and publish that. And if at any time you want to see what things look like, you can just refresh this page. And so to put all of our information in here, we're just going to go back to the dashboard here, and you can either click on themes or you can just click on customize. And now we'll be able to edit all of this information. So here we can just put in all of our information here. And if you actually don't want this section, you can just click disable and it will disappear. So we'll just come down here and minimalist Mike, same thing, financial freedom and investing. And then this is actually going to be a button that is a link, so I can just say something like, and I'm just going to copy and paste my URL right here. Click publish, make sure that's okay. And again, we're going to come back to our site, see the live changes. There's my financial freedom investing, watch us on YouTube. Click on this. All right, the link works, opens up in a new tab, so that is perfect. And now we can continue customizing. So here's a picture. We could have this picture if we want, or we could just completely remove it. It'll be this black or this gray color. I actually want a black color, so that's what I'm going to do right now, is find that. And so I'm just going to upload that file here, black rectangle. Now our background is completely black, the image is removed, and we're just going to go ahead and keep on customizing every single section here. So then we come back here and front page sections, about, and again we could remove this picture if we want. We could add our own picture. You could disable a section just like that, or we can edit the content. And so I'll just go ahead and I'll put in my own content here. And so I'll just delete all of this, and I will just copy and paste something that I have written already. Update that, and then I'll refresh this page, and it should all be right here. Okay, perfect. And next we'll go to our blog. And so to do that, come here to this section, and we'll again disable it if you want, or you can put this here. So blog, we will say my blog, change this title. We can leave that blank, or you can put a title if you want. And this is how many items, so how many posts you'll have. So we'll go ahead and publish that again. And so now we want to go actually to our blog posts. And so to do that, we go here to posts, click on all posts, and it just has the sample one here, some useful links to get you started. We are actually just going to go ahead and delete that one, and then we'll just add a new one right here. And so we'll just call this my first blog post, and then you can type in something here. We'll just leave this blank for now so we can see it show up. Go back to our page, my blog, my first blog post. Perfect. So now anytime we write a new blog post, it will show up right here. And so uncategorized, this is just the category. All we need to do is come back here to our dashboard, posts, categories, and so you can have all sorts of different categories here. So we'll just call this one personal finance. Update that, check it again, and there it is, personal finance, my first blog post. All right, and so now we'll just continue to customize everything. So we'll go to contact, and we'll just change all this information with our own information here. So get in touch, that's fine, we can leave that. Here we can just say fill out the form to get in touch. And here we're actually going to put a contact form so that people can just fill out their information and send us a message directly with this. But then we still have this information here, Michael Jordan with his phone number in Romania, so we obviously need to change that. So we'll just go to content and then click on edit here. And so find us in the office. If you have an office, you can put an address there. I don't want people to find me there, but I will just put an office there. Sometimes this can make your company look a little bit more legitimate if you have a physical address. Give us a ring, and so this is up to you if you want people to be able to call you or not. You can put a phone number. So we'll just do a made-up phone number now, and we could always change that later. And so we'll go ahead and publish that and refresh our page. Okay, that looks better. And now we need the contact form right here. So we'll go back here, and here it says install and activate WT Forms Lite. So go ahead and click on that. Let this install. It's activating right now, and then we should be able to put our contact form right there. So now let's scroll down and see what happens. Okay, there it is, contact. And we'll go ahead and test this out. All right, so we can just do, okay, Mike at gmail.com, subject, hey, what's up, send message, and thanks for contacting us, we'll be in touch with you shortly. And so you should receive an email to the same email address that you had when you signed up with Cloudways, because that will be your administrator email address. And so that all looks pretty good. Everything is working so far. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a menu here up at the top. And so to do that, you can just go to Appearance and click on Menus. And here you'll be able to put in your menu name. Usually a website will have a header at the very top and a footer at the bottom. So we'll just name this header. And then we will automatically add new top level pages, and this will be our primary menu. And then we just select what we want to add to it. So this is our blog page and this is our home page. So we'll add it to our menu. And if we want to rearrange them, you just have to select them and you can drag them around like that. And you can also rename them if that's what you want to do. And we'll go ahead and save that menu and refresh our page. It should show up there at the top. Okay, perfect. Homepage, blog, and if we want to, we could add more pages. So come here, look at all our pages, privacy policy. And so because this is a draft, this means that it hasn't actually been published yet, and that's why we're not seeing it. But what we can do is just go ahead and publish this page. Normally you want to go through and modify all this and make sure that it fits with what your goal as your website is and all your information, but we'll just publish it right now and see if it shows up here with our menu, and it'll automatically show up. So any new page that you make, it'll automatically show up here on your home page, and then you can also just refresh this page and you can see it here. And so we could change this, we could do anything like this, we could add in an about page, a contact page, all this stuff. But because that's already on our website, we already have about, we already have blog, we already have contact, we don't really need anything else with our site, and it's pretty much finished. This is just a basic site. This is a free theme, so it has limited options, but it's really not too bad just for getting started. There are some more advanced themes, things like that, but I think so far so good. This is a pretty good start. So this is obviously a very simple site, but it's fully functional and it's a great place to start. But if you guys are interested in turning this kind of site into an e-commerce site or using more advanced themes, be sure to click right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.